Good morning. You know, it's never too early in the morning to fire up the barbecue. And in this case, a barbecue like no other barbecue I have ever seen before. How is that, Paul?
That's excellent.
Yeah,
That's excellent.
Traeger Grills. This is Paul.
Traeger.
Yeah, Traeger.
Traeger.
You're going to tell us about, well, first of all, you're going to give us some barbecuing tips, but you're also going to tell us about how you're barbecuing on these amazing grills. So we're starting with ribs.
Yep. We're going to do, Traeger's famous for their 3-2-1 ribs.
Okay.
So it's 3 hours unwrapped, 2 hours wrapped, 1 hour unwrapped again. Perfect for the Traeger grill. I'm going to show you how to prepare the actual ribs before they go on, and then we'll walk over to the grill and we'll take a look at it.
You were up pretty early this morning, I heard,
I
Paul.
was up pretty early this morning.
Thank you for doing this for us and everybody watching at home.
Or up late. Now, one of the things everyone has difficulty doing, whatever, and I'm not different than anyone else, is removing the membrane on the back side of the ribs. It just makes it a little bit easier or a little nicer to eat. Now, the key thing is you got to dig your finger in there a bit like that and use a paper towel. It makes a huge difference, and it also helps if your ribs are cold.
Okay.
So get this membrane off, right? Just like so.
All right, you did it.
It never happens that good.
Hey, all right.
It never happens that good. Now, these are great looking ribs. They're country rib. You use a little fatter. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to grab a rub. We love Traeger rubs. This is Traeger Q. It's just a generic rub. There's a chicken, a cow, and a pig on the on the can. So season them liberally. Okay.
Oh, it smells good, Paul.
That's the barbecue.
Is it?
That's the Traeger. The Traeger's already fired up. It's that wood fire goodness. That's it. Now, normally, in a normal situation, I would let these sit and sweat for 15, 20 minutes at least, maybe even up to an hour, hour and a half.
Just like we're doing right now.
Yeah. So let's go over to the grill anyhow, and we'll get these ones on.
Look at this grill. I mean, we're going to talk about this more this morning because there's lots of features on this. I've never even seen one before.
Yeah,
Paul.
and you're not alone. This is brand new, April 2022. This grill came out. It's the new pinnacle of grilling worldwide.
Wow, look at that.
Notice that smoke that comes out of there? So we're just going to toss these on, middle rack.
It's as simple as that, putting a rub on, taking the membrane off,
and tossing it on.
All right.
Now the beauty of these things, of the Traegers, you'll notice here, I've actually set the temperature on this dial. I can go up and down. So to start off, I'm actually going to go 180 degrees, and I'm going to set that temperature, and I'm going to hit the super smoke button. I would not want to turn super smoke off, no.
Yeah,
So that whole new color display, 165 degrees to 500 degrees.
Okay.
You only get smoke below 225, so we're going to smoke these ribs for 3 hours straight right now.
Right.
And then we'll bump up the temperature, we'll wrap them, and then I'll show you a couple of the things you can really do on these. Hey, and before we go to commercial, I just want to show, this is the fuel.
That's the fuel?
That is 100% hardwood pellets. You put them in here, and it's the hopper. You set your temperature. In the bottom, there's an auger that moves the pellets towards a fire pot in the grill.
Interesting.
All the action takes place in there.
All right. Well, we want to see more of this action. Paul, Traeger Grills. We're outside enjoying the beautiful weather.
It is a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day, and we're going to be enjoying some great food too.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
We'll be back. Good morning. You know, there's one thing about television that I don't like is that you can't smell what you're seeing, because if you can smell what you're seeing,
I think they can smell it.
Exactly. Paul from Traeger Grills, and we are making ribs. We're going to make a few other things this morning, giving you some barbecuing tips. It's barbecuing season, but heck, you could barbecue all year long, even in the wintertime, even in the morning for breakfast.
People do barbecue all year long.
Yes.
And one of the main reasons is this probe. You put your food on in the wintertime, you don't need to go back out and check it or whatever. It'll actually ring to your phone and tell you when it's done. So no in and out checking on, checking on your food.
What's that? What is that stuck inside the ribs?
That's that probe. So these grills are all connected by Wi-Fi. So that probe actually goes in and it actually measures the temperature. So right now, that is at 123 degrees right now.
Incredible.
It's probably a bit more than that, but yeah, but 123 degrees. So we're actually tracking. I know.
Wow.
I know.
It's mind-boggling.
Okay, so we're on to step 2. Now these are 3-2-1 ribs. If we were in America, right now, they would put brown sugar and honey on that, but seeing how it's Canada Day, I thought I'd change something up. And we're gonna go with some good old-fashioned maple syrup, Canadian maple syrup. So I'm pouring a little bit down here on the tin foil.
Looks great, eh?
Hey, oh, Shelly.
That way.
So we're gonna put it down like that. You don't need to do this, but I do it because I'm just a maple syrup guy.
You're spoiling us.
So then
and by the way, this tin foil you grabbed was attached to the grill over here. Luke, can you see it? Look at that, folks. So handy, right? Because often you want to be grabbing stuff.
Easy. All about making things easy.
Yeah, paper towels here and everything. I love it.
Now, when you wrap this up, you want to make sure it's tight, okay? Keep it nice and tight.
Okay.
That's it. Throw it back on. I'll wrap up that second one shortly. And just, you know, we're going to crank up the temperature. Not crank it up, but we're just going to go up to 225 degrees.
All right.
Hit the button. The grill will be there
That's
in a couple moments. The grill will be there in a couple moments.
All right, and
now I'll wrap up the next one in a minute.
Okay.
But before, for the next stage, because we're going to have a feast for Canada Day, let's come over to the workbench here, and I'm going to show you a little something. This is course number 2. This is the highlight protein for me. It's from Beretta Farms, based out of King City.
Okay. Nice.
Organic, farm raised, grass fed, all those good things. I'm using my favorite Traeger rub, and this is black in Saskatchewan. Again, like just like I said about the ribs, season it well. This is a big chunk of meat. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, we're doing this before we actually put it on the grill. Right. So I'm going to actually make sure this sits with that rub. It'll sweat naturally with the salt that's on there. Yeah. And but you can use oil, you can use binder. I'm not. As long as it sticks, I don't care. But I'm going to put this back in the cooler. Okay. For a good 45 minutes.
All right.
Just because I want that in there. And when we come back, one other thing I just want to point out. Even those meat probes that go in there, there's also these meter probes. I'm going to insert that directly into the side of that. This meat probe, here's another one. It gives you the temperature there as well as there. So it measures the ambient temperature of the barbecue and the actual temperature of the meat. You can use these in the oven, on the stovetop. And if you're not ready for a Traeger, you just want to dip yourself into it. The Meter Plus is sold separately.
Okay? All right. Okay, so all of this shopping tips, is it Traeger.com?
Traeger.com.
Traeger.com. All right, that's pretty easy. That's very easy. Traeger.com. We're barbecuing. We'll be back because we have a lot of great food to check on. Paul, you're doing a great job. And thanks, by the way, for this apron. I really like it.
You're making it easy, Shelly. I hope you're comfortable.
I'm very comfortable and very hungry, too.
Excellent.
Cheers to Traeger and Paul and Morning Live. I have no idea what I'm about to drink. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's good. What is it?
This is Traeger Smoked Lemonade. We use the Traeger simple syrup, as well as a little Dillon's, at least in mine, from Beansville. We're all about local today. We're sourcing as much as we can locally. So yeah, we just smoked the lemons for a little bit, or grilled the lemons with simple syrup, a little bit of water, some ice, a little bit of Dillon's, and
It's delicious. Okay, so we've been talking this morning about Traeger Grills, giving you some barbecuing tips and telling you about these amazing grills. You're doing things and showing me things I've never even seen before. We have to check on the ribs. We have to put this beauty on. So what are we doing? Where do we start? Keep us going.
Let's get to the grill.
Okay.
So remember, I put that meter probe in there so we'll be able to monitor. So when we left it, we had 2 racks of ribs going on. So I am actually going to throw this on to begin smoking it. Actually, I don't want that meter touching that, so we'll go like that. Now just remember, we smoked these initially at 180 degrees for 3 hours. We wrapped them with a little bit of maple syrup for 2 hours. Now we're going to unwrap these.
Do I have to grab a sauce? I have to pick a
yes.
sauce. Okay, I'm going to grab it. I know which one I wanted.
Ladies' choice today,
Ladies'
Shelly.
choice. I wanted the apricot one. There you go.
Some people would say that's a good choice.
Delicious. Okay, so I love just standing here watching you work. This is amazing. Right, ladies? Yes.
Great. So these are well on their way. Go look over here.
And again, I just wish that our viewers could smell this right now.
Smells fantastic.
Oh, it really does. The neighbors, I'm sure, are wanting to come over
We are
and check
very
it out.
You are always popular in the neighborhood when you have a Traeger.
So Traeger.com, this is where people can find these grills, learn about some of the things we've been talking about this morning, and then other tips for barbecuing. I'm sure there's just so much to learn and to know. Wow, look at that.
So apricot, good choice, Shelly.
Okay.
And we're gonna just glaze up one. I like the other one dry, just so there's a little bit of contrast between the two. So I'm literally just gonna pour that on.
Oh, wow.
And you want to make sure these ribs get to about 200, 203 degrees. We'll check that temperature in a little bit. There's other ways to check to see if your ribs are done. Telltale signs are seeing that little pull away from the bone. When it pulls away from that, that tells you it's getting there. There's also the bend test, and they're also around 203 degrees. Our main goal here is to let that sauce set and get that tomahawk smoking. And right before we go to break, I just want to show you one last thing at that table we just left.
Something else we're making, right?
The Traeger is not just a smoker, it's a barbecue, and it's also an oven. So we're actually making one of my famous dishes. This is the salmon Wellington. That's just regular store-bought puff pastry with a little bit of baby spinach. And in between there's some fresh raspberries. Raspberry season's coming in. That's why I made this special. And I love raspberry season. That with a little bit of seasoned salmon on there. We're gonna finish this off in the last segment. You've been a great computer. I can't wait to get into this food with you.
I can't wait to try it. All right, we'll be back. Thank you so much, Paul.
Traeger
Grills. And we are cooking up a stew. Good morning. It's a well-oiled machine around here, a barbecue machine. A Traeger grill machine. Paul,
Traeger!
You're doing it all.
This grill does it all. And just showing here, Shelly, this is the first outdoor commercial grade induction top. Safe to touch your hand on that. So it's like 700 degrees. We smoked that tomahawk for a good 45, 50 minutes, and now we're just searing it off. Hopefully we get to medium rare.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna sit down, we're gonna cut it open. We'll open up that. So why don't you pass me the cutting board?
I'm your helper. There you go.
This looks pretty good.
You know what I like about that too, Paul? If you have young children, you don't have to worry so much when you're barbecuing, right? If they get burned, the flames are going.
It's true.
Look at that beauty. That's going in my belly.
Thanks, Beretta.
What's
Thanks,
next?
Beretta. And now let's get these veg off. Let's get these veg off. So, whoa.
And you had put a nice rub on the vegetables
I
too.
did.
Yeah.
Traeger veggie rub. I never thought of even trying a veggie rub. But then I fed a bunch of vegans. They went absolutely crazy. Vegans, vegetarians, the Traeger is for everyone.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be just for meat, as you can see, folks, watching at home.
Grilled vegetables on the Traeger are fantastic. And my favorite is the onions.
Oh yeah, you always have to have some onions.
And asparagus. These are still Ontario asparagus. I'm showing the corn like this because it's only a couple weeks, Shelly, until Ontario corn is coming in.
Oh, very good.
Can you take that to the table for me, Shelly?
Paul. All right. Very nice.
And finally, the salmon. We probably should let this go a bit farther, but we're not going to. We can't wait any longer.
Yes, so there's salmon inside. We saw that earlier. You have salmon, was there spinach, and raspberries
And raspberries.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
Everyone, even if your kids don't like salmon, you put it in puff pastry. Anything in puff pastry, kids will eat, adults will eat.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
And Traeger.com, that's where you can find this amazing grill, more ideas. Look at these. This is how you fuel the grill here. All of these little, should I call them pellets?
They are pellets.
Pellets, and
100% hardwood. No fillers, no binders. They're different from heating pellets. You choose the flavor of your wood, from apple to mesquite to cherry, signature blends, whatever you're cooking. The pellets actually become another ingredient in your recipe.
They sure do. Okay, before we show everything at the end, I want to show this box here. So parents at home, grandparents, guardians, you know when you buy something and it comes in a box, the kids usually end up playing with the box. I did growing up. Well, Traeger, this is the box that the grill came in, and look, they help the kids along. It's a little saloon, a little fort. How adorable is that? Okay, let's show this food now.
That's all part of the Traeger community.
I love it. Okay, and we're gonna eat. We're gonna have a feast once we wrap up. I know Morning Live's probably thinking, are they bringing us back some? But I don't think so. All right,
we're giving you some. I think Shelly's gonna eat it all.
Luke and I are gonna have some for sure.
So first things first, let's look at this. Let's look at this tomahawk.
Okay. Wow, juicy.
That's lovely.
Beautiful, and I'm sure it tastes so good.
I can't help myself, sorry.
I can't.
And here's some ribs. Help yourself, Shelly.
Okay. Wow. Oh, look how easy they just
Yeah, they're not quite full off the bone. They're pretty close though.
Okay, I need a napkin here.
Absolutely delicious. And we'll just take a quick chop into the Wellington. And that's what it looks like inside with the raspberries and the spinach in there. You put a little limoncello sauce on this with a little cream. And I tell you, even the most adamant non-salmon eater is going to be all over this.
Love it. Yeah, who would have thought raspberries and spinach with salmon in a pastry? And then the vegetables look great. You have all of your seasonings here, the barbecue sauces, this amazing lemonade, smoked lemonade.
Yeah, it's great.
Traeger.com.
And Traeger's all about supporting local. So we picked up a nice rosé from the family tree, and we have a nice little Pinot Noir, which always goes great with barbecue food. Pinot Noirs, Zinfandels, but we're supporting Niagara. That's why we got the Dillon's Gin, and we also got the Collective Arts Beer. Support your local businesses, guys.
Absolutely,
Same thing with Beretta. And bring a lot of people to your table. Traeger's all about sharing good food, making good memories. Yeah. It's so easy on these grills. It could be the little tailgater, it could be the big XL. People love cooking on these grills.
Shelly loves it. Morning Live loves it. And I'm talking with my mouth open. My mom would not be happy. Thank you so much, Paul. You did great.
Thank you, Shelly.
We're about to eat. Sorry, Morning Live, you can't have some, but you can always go to Traeger.com. Get yourself one of these grills.
Traeger Grills.
Cook it up.